What is up? It is Big Char Trades back with another video, and in this video I am going to be recapping my trade from today where I made around $10,850 across my accounts, which amounts to $1,550 across 7 accounts. So with that being said, we caught a nice short. We caught a 3.37R, which if you know how I trade, you know that this is a very nice trade for us. We actually caught 77 points, and in this video I am going to explain to you why I was bearish and why I wanted to short, because if you guys see on the 15-minute we are inside a 15-minute bullish gap. So why would I want to short? Well, I'm going to explain it to you in this video. Now, if we start on the 4-hour time frame, actually before we get into the 4-hour time frame, I want to clarify, we had CPI news this morning at 8:30 a.m. and after CPI, we made a high and a low. And yeah, so as you know, if it's a day like today, like CPI, data highs and data lows are a good draw on liquidities. So on the 4-hour, we can see that price is clearly respecting this bullish gap, as well as the fact that we are right next to all-time highs, right? All-time highs are right here. So it would make sense to be bullish, right? So dropping down to the hourly time frame, we do have SMT on the hourly right here. As you can see, the NASDAQ did not sweep this low, whereas ES clearly swept that low right there on those same two candlesticks. Now dropping down to the 15-minute, London highs and London lows didn't really play a part today since we had CPI. We just blasted through both London highs and London lows, as you can see right here. Well, actually not London lows. Oh yeah, yes, London lows. So we swept London lows and then caught that CPI move to the upside. So why was I bearish? Well, if you trade news, or if you understand how news works, how it works is when we have a major news event like CPI or FOMC or PPI, whatever, we have what we call data highs and data lows. Now, if we want to go higher, right, and sweep all-time highs, data lows need to be swept first, and then we will trade to the upside, as we can see right here. We can see that happening, right? If we were to trade lower, data highs would be swept first, we'd get that liquidity, and then use that liquidity to trade lower. Now, since we are near all-time highs, we have bullish SMT, we have 4-hour fair value gap that was respected, as you can see right here. My thesis was that we would trade into data lows and then trade to the upside. And if you're in the narrative premium, you would see, because I post my draw on liquidity every day, you would see that my draw on liquidity was data lows and then all-time highs, right? Short-term draw data lows, long-term draw data or all-time highs, right? So even though we were inside of this 15-minute bullish gap, I had that strong bearish narrative down to Asia lows, and I was willing to put on the risk to take a trade. So what did I do? Well, I saw this 15-minute fair value gap that was being respected, even though we wicked really, really high up into it. If we were to inverse that, I probably either wouldn't trade or I would try to look for a long up to all-time highs or, data highs. But I had this bearish narrative, so what did I do? On the 1-minute time frame, let me hide this indicator real quick. On the 1-minute time frame, I was waiting for this inverse right here, and I was also waiting for this change in state of delivery. And as you can see, we got both of those confluences, lower time frame confluences, with the same candle. Now, that was kind of annoying because I didn't want I didn't want that to happen, right? I wanted to be able to get an entry, and I'm obviously not going to take an entry when the risk on this candle closure is, 71 points of risk. I'm not going to take that. So what did I do? Well, I saw that on the 1-minute time frame, we made this bearish fair value gap, and my thesis was, okay, if we respect this bearish fair value gap with a candle closure, then I am more than happy to take a trade and just put the stop at the high down to data lows. And that's exactly what we did. As you can see, these up close candles right here pulled into that fair value gap. This was a pretty strong, this was a nice candle to the downside out of this bearish 1-minute fair value gap. So I took this entry on the candle closure. Well, actually, I don't think I took this entry on the candle closure. I think my entry was like 42.5, which is right there. That was my entry. Also, my executions are posted on Twitter, so if you want to see my executions, you can go there. But I took it right there. That was my entry, and my final TP were data lows. Now, a lot of people were in this trade for, this trade took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 minutes to play out, like 10 and a half minutes to play out, right? Now, my plan was to hold strong through data lows, and that's exactly what I did. But a lot of people in my Discord were cutting the trade once they saw this reaction. Now, I would have cut the trade if I saw this 1 minute fair value gap get inversed, but we respected it beautifully. We had this massive dump after retesting the CE of that 1 minute bearish gap. So I was confident in my position and I held it, and the final TP was hit. This trade ended up netting me around $10,850 across all my accounts. We took this with 1 mini, 23 points of risk, and 77 points of upside. So this was a very, very nice trade. Now, after this trade, people in my Discord, since we swept data lows, obviously the whole point behind this trade was, okay, we sweep data lows and then we trade to the upside. So even though we swept data lows, the narrative was still strong, right? The narrative was strong because the thesis was that we'd sweep data lows and then trade to the upside. So even though this 15-minute bullish gap got inversed, we're still trading to the upside. If we go to the hourly time frame, we can see this hourly bullish fair value gap that gets very well respected. And on the 1 minute time frame, we had this nice 1 minute inversion right here. So a lot of people took this trade in my Discord off the inversion right there. Stop went at the low, and then final TP was at this high right here for 33 points. Now this was a pretty quick trade. We were in drawdown for a little bit, but not that much. Actually, I didn't take this trade, but my whole Discord was in drawdown for a little bit. But you know, it came back and hit the target. I did not take this trade because my rules are if I take my first trade and it hits TP, then I'm done trading for the day. But I was obviously going to narrate this trade and see that with them. This was a very nice trade though. We literally had 0 drawdown, so this was beautiful. But that was my trade from today. Let me know in the comments below if you took this with me. If you did, let me know. I literally read all of my comments, so if you have anything to say at all, just let me know because I will most likely read it and respond. Also, if you want to see my recaps daily and you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. Post psychology videos, I post trade recaps, I post practically everything just to help you guys become more profitable. And if you're interested, you can join the Narrative Premium. The link is in the description below. You can go ahead and click that link, read what we have inside there. You can read some reviews if you'd like, and then make your own educated decision on if you want to join or not. But with that being said, that concludes the video from today. Peace out. I hope everybody banked today. Today was a very good day. So happy Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a good one.